Hi there, welcome to a new episode of the Voice of Web3 podcast powered by CoinGape, where we speak with the industry leaders and the visionaries who transform the future of Web3. I'm Yali, the host, and today we have an amazing guest, representatives of the fast-growing AI infrastructure for develops AI technology for Web3, crypto, and blockchain industries. Marketing manager of ChainGPT, Chris Duggan. Nice to meet you. Thank you for joining us. We're very grateful to have you today.
Hey, thank you so much for having me. It's great to be here. Love talking about this company and this project. So super excited to join today, and thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you. So before we begin, I have something to say to those watching this podcast. As our guests always inspire, motivate, and share their insights. So if you haven't subscribed yet on our podcast, now is a perfect time to join and stay ahead. Chris, today we will discuss AI and Web3, its latest and of course future trends and the impact it may have on humanity, especially within crypto and Web3 space. And to start with, I know you worked with Binance, so I think it will be interesting to know your journey to this industry.
Yeah, thanks for asking. I've been involved in crypto for a few years. Like most of us, started out as an investor, just wanted to see if I could make a little bit of money. That sometimes that worked out, other times it didn't, as I'm sure the same is for most of us. Really got throughout my career interested in copywriting and editing. And once I got introduced in crypto in about 2018, 2019, I sort of combined those two things. So at that time, I started working with some friends in the metaverse. If anybody knows, the metaverse was a popular thing a few years ago, and that was also in Web3. So there was a metaverse in Decentraland, which is a metaverse on Ethereum. And it's basically like, if you don't know, a little avatar where you run around. It's like a video game, but you can actually own your house and your clothes on chain, like the assets that you have in game are on chain. And I started working with a bunch of friends at that point, and we were selling digital clothing, and we were doing events in the metaverse, like stand-up comedy festivals and music shows and DJs and stuff like that. Yeah, it's funny because looking back now, it seems kind of ridiculous, but
no, it's fine.
At the time, the metaverse really felt like it was going to be this amazing, cool thing. And since then, it's kind of probably not so much. But yeah, so that was a really fun experience. And from there, I ended up working at a startup that was incubated by Binance Labs. And from there, I just applied to BNB Chain to be a content manager there. And I never, you know how it is, like we all apply to tons of jobs. Most of the time, you don't even get an interview, let alone a rejection letter. I never in a million years thought that they would have got back to me, but they did. And it was a really intense interview process. It took a long time, meeting a lot of the team, doing a lot of tests and stuff like that. But I was actually hired by Binance to be the content manager of BNB Chain. So again, it's like probably one of the most luckiest things that's ever happened to me, because it's going to help me for the rest of my career and also helped me get to this point with ChainGPT. So I manage the Twitter account for BNB Chain, which is like one of the most popular Twitter accounts in the entire industry, as far as Web3, blockchains go, L1s. So it was a super cool experience, a lot of hard work. Anybody who's worked at Binance before will tell you it's a really tough place to work, but obviously a great career experience. It was at that time I actually started noticing ChainGPT, because they are deployed on BNB Chain. They were doing more and more successful stuff. And one thing everybody likes about BNB Chain is it has really cool branding, super cool graphics. The design is super sleek. So I just got to know them and got to know their team. I did Twitter Spaces with them. I did collabs on certain posts. And, once it was time for me to move on with Binance, one of my first sort of desires of a project to work with after that was ChainGPT. I sent Elon a message, who's one of the best guys I've ever met in the industry, and I was hired about, it couldn't have been 2 weeks later. So that's how I got to ChainGPT, and it's been an amazing ride in this industry. As everybody knows, it's pretty up and down, but it's been a lot of fun, and I'm so grateful for this industry and all the people that helped me get to where I am today, to be the marketing manager of this amazing project.
Yeah, thank you. I know some members of your team, and from my side that I see, you are really like open-minded, and all of your team members that I know are very have positive vibe, and it's really cool for fast-growing industry. So yeah, next question will be, what is the I shortly mentioned about what is ChainGPT in easier words. So can you tell us more about ChainGPT, about the product, maybe about the team behind, what is the strong point, and who's your main audience?
Yeah, so if you remember, guys, 2 years ago, like when ChatGPT first hit the scene, everyone was just blown away, and that sort of AI frenzy is still continued to this day where we talk now. ChainGPT was originally designed to be a ChatGPT for blockchain. So it could be a smart contract generator and auditor, and it was specifically coded with smart contract generating and auditing in mind, whereas at the time, ChatGPT was not. So it has an edge over ChatGPT, and that is specifically designed for Web3. Since then, it's really grown to have a ton of different tools. In fact, there's so much utility and so many things to talk about. It's difficult to fit them all in one speech without talking forever, but we have 2 launch pads where we launch IDOs. We have a incubation arm of our company where we invest in up and coming Web3 projects.
Mm-hmm.
We have an NFT generator. We have an AI security extension, which you can download for free on Chrome. We are currently developing an AI VM blockchain with also AI agents that can be deployed. We currently already have a couple of AI agents. We can talk about that a bit later. But there's a ton going on at the company. So yeah, and then if you go to our app, which is app.chaingpt.org, you can see we have a ton of free tools that you can play with and use. And the chatbot, I think, is a really popular product. So yeah, that's ChainGPT in a nutshell, but there's a lot to talk about.
Yeah, and you mentioned ChatGPT. What is the difference, the main difference?
Yeah, I'd say the main difference, as I said, is that this chatbot is just more focused on Web3. It's trained more on Solidity and other tools that you would use to develop smart contracts, and it also just has a ton more blockchain knowledge in general. Obviously, at the end of the day, ChainGPT is a startup that is just a few years old, whereas OpenAI is like this massive company that has like billions of dollars put into it. So our company believes that our product has like a really strong niche, but at the end of the day, we know that, the more popular GPT products out there are going to have some more power, some more use and functionality. But I'm really proud of the chatbot that they've built so far. And I was actually just in some calls recently learning about how they're going to improve it. So I'd say the main difference is it's just trained more on Web3 knowledge and smart contract generation and auditing.
Okay, we will get back soon to ChainGPT and your directions, partnership, etc. So, but now I want to discuss with you some hot topic. The DeepSeek, the emergence of China's DeepSeek AI has sent shockwaves through the tech world, posing a direct challenge to US strategic competitiveness and potentially trigger some tariffs, but we are not speaking about tariffs, but as a part of AI technology. Could you tell us, on your opinion, what is like pros and cons of DeepSeek?
Yeah, I think there's definitely some concerns about, I was reading about like whether some of their tech might have been copied or source code or stuff like that from OpenAI and other like Western stuff. I personally love AI. I'm a super AI maximalist. ChatGPT already knows more about me than most of my friends and family.
Yes.
So maybe a lot of us could say that. So for that reason, I don't personally have a ton of concerns, though I understand that there are some. But at the same time, the Chinese companies aren't the only ones that are doing like spying and observation on its users. I can assure you that US companies do that as well. So I can't say that I'm super versed on like the laws or the politics surrounding it. For me, I'm just the one that loves to use AI. And it's been a really interesting tool. I think I'm so used to using ChatGPT at this point. It feels like I'm cheating on my friend a little bit if I go to DeepSeek. So I haven't had too much experience with it yet, but I know a lot of our team is trying it out. And I don't have the exact technical details, as I said to you offline, but we have integrated with DeepSeek and we're looking to announce more details about how that will show through in our products soon.
And do you think as DeepSeek is more, DeepSeek has more attractive economy for businesses because it's cheaper?
That's right.
Yeah, and do you think we can see in the future that crypto and blockchain companies will integrate DeepSeek for this purpose? Like, do you see that it possible and there is a new boom on the crypto market?
Yeah, I could definitely see more people integrating DeepSeek. I think what you're trying to say is that they use less GPU processing power than the OpenAI models and stuff like that. So I love it. I'm all for the integration of Web3 and AI. And I can't wait to see what comes in the future to that end. So yeah, I'd be really interested to see how that plays out.
Yeah, so I mean, like, if it is possible that this crypto or Web3 projects that use DeepSeek, for example, they will use DeepSeek, is they can be popular as AI agents or meme coins, I mean, from the investor's perspective, if it's
Definitely.
happened, yeah?
Definitely. I mean, you can see that AI agents and AI VM are currently probably the meta in crypto right now. They're really a driving force in addition to meme coins, as you said. And you see this with every other. I think there's recently been like AI agent launchers, which are kind of like meme coin launchers, but they're calling themselves AI agent launchers. So you've seen a rise in the popularity of that. So yeah, I could definitely see it affecting markets in that way.
And like many developers raise concerns about balancing AI automation with
Yeah.
human oversight. Some argue that AI-driven protocols will eventually replace human decision-making in DeFi, trading, governance. What's your point on this? Like, do we have any risk?
Yeah, it's interesting. I think first thing I can say is that I am a marketing professional. So as far as like the implications of how it will affect like trading and stuff like that, I'm definitely not the first person to ask. But as someone who uses AI a lot, I can definitely say if you sort of let AI make all the decisions for you without any human oversight, as you sort of mentioned in your question, things can quickly go wrong. Things can be misunderstood. AI can hallucinate, as many of us know from people who use it a lot. So I think we have to be really careful about this, right? Like we have to make sure that we're not just totally giving over control. Let's be honest, like a lot of the crypto markets are already heavily botted and, have AI-like protocols that are creating markets, changing markets, manipulating markets. So it's not as if this has not already happened. But I would say that if we just sort of give over, like if I was to say, here's my life savings, and there's this AI agent that can do trades for me on the market based on different signals, I wouldn't feel comfortable just letting it invest my money until it goes to zero, right? I don't think anybody would, and I don't think it would be reasonable, but that is in its current state. I mean, who knows how these models are going to look 5 years from now? And it may be to the point where someone would look at you and say, that's crazy. You do your own trading. My AI agent does all of it. So I think we'll have to wait and see what happens there.
And what other verticals, I mean, like segment of AI can become a trend in the nearest years?
Yeah, that's a really interesting question. I've seen AI and security be a really big trend coming up lately. We've recently been talking with a project that does a lot of like AI digital identity. So it can help you, for example, like protect your identity and also get information on the identity of other people, whether you're like hiring them in situations like that. So those are a couple of use cases too. We've also been working with a company called Deepint, which does decentralized physical infrastructure, and I've been seeing how people can give over their computing resources to help power infrastructure for Deepint protocols and stuff like that through Deepint and other similar projects that we're familiar with. So I basically see AI working its way into all of these different verticals. Yeah, so those are the ones that we're kind of keeping our eyes on right now, but it seems like every day there's more and more use cases to this end.
Yeah, maybe some non-Web3 question, but I spoke with one VC, and the founder is a woman, and she told me that they are looking for projects like HR companies that will integrate AI, as you also like mentioned.
Wow.
And I'm curious how it can be, like how like this
Yeah.
AI can know that you are like know your feelings, know if you're like telling the truth.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a really interesting one, and it's funny because we've all seen these movies, right, growing up where AI or computer controls every aspect of human life, and it's a bit scary. Earlier, a few moments ago, you asked about like what is the limits of this, where should human intervention come in, and yeah, especially when it comes to HR. I mean, you don't want to be fired by a robot. Maybe being hired by a robot wouldn't be so bad, but being fired by one would be tough. I think at the end of the day, although AI makes us more efficient and more productive, it does kind of remove us in some ways from our humanity. It can take us away from our creation. For example, like for me, I'm a writer. I grew up, as I said earlier, doing a lot of writing. Honestly, these days I don't do a lot of writing. A lot of my writing is done in ChatGPT, and then it's edited closely, and I don't feel that same compulsion to just write something from scratch that I used to. But these are the things that make us feel human, right? So same thing if it's in HR, that's human relations. So you want to turn it into robot relations? I don't think that would work, but given the pace and the rate at which AI is becoming a part of our life, I wouldn't be surprised if we're all fired by HR AI one day.
Yeah, I already know some companies that like looking for CVs,
Yeah.
like with AI. For example, if you check the vacancy and add some keywords that ChatGPT like advise you, it will be a plus for your like CV.
Yeah, I've seen
Yes.
that.
Yeah, and let's move to the technical side, to the crypto and blockchain. Do you think that AI can help traders or like just people who are in Web3 space detect scams, rug pulls, frauds, etc.? Because it's very popular problem for all time and at the moment, and I think AI maybe can help somehow in this.
Yeah, well, 1000%. Well, I mentioned earlier in my remarks CryptoGuard, which is a Web3 security tool that we have, which is super cool. I have it installed right now. And it's one of those things where I think it's good not only for beginner people, but also advanced people too, because when we think about people getting scammed or rug pulled or their wallets drained in Web3, you'd think it would just be like total noobs who had no idea. It's not the case. Like I've talked to some people that are really successful in crypto who've worked in the industry for years, and they have been scammed. And the more known you get in this industry, the more money you make, or like if you work in the industry, the more you're targeted in a more sophisticated way. So I'm sure that there's many AI security tools being developed right now, but I can personally vouch for CryptoGuard. So what it can do, it can scan your wallet, for example, so you can put in your wallet address. And if you have any because everybody's had this experience, right, where they get weird tokens.
Different drops from
like weird tokens or even weird NFTs. And if you click on them or interact with them, they can, execute some sort of, whether it's like a wallet drainer or something like that, or just some sort of malicious activity in general. CryptoGuard can spot those. Also, if you are how crypto companies, or scammers, they do fake websites, like they'll do a fake version of Binance. If you try to connect your wallet to some sort of fake Uniswap, I should say, or something, CryptoGuard will actually alert you in the same way that you sometimes see like your Google Chrome browser warn you that you're entering an unsafe site. So it's a really cool tool. Also, if you try to sign a transaction that is known to be malicious, including like having wallet drainers and stuff like that on it, it will stop you and warn you to not make that transaction. So I totally agree with your point. I think it's really important that AI can play a role in security. I talked about the people who are experienced, but at the same time, if we want to load a lot of people into this industry, get them staying, get them involved, the scammery and the hacks and stuff, like it has to be kept to a minimum, because once that happens to someone, they don't want to be part of our industry that we love. So I hope that CryptoGuard and even further tools in the future can help improve this problem using AI.
Yeah, and you mentioned on this AI security tool, and when you, for example, checked your wallet and you see that you have a problem,
Yeah.
um, does this tool provide you some piece of advice what you should do further with this?
Yeah, that's a great question. To my knowledge, the tool currently just simply gives an alert. But now that you're asking that question, I don't even know because I have tokens in my wallet right now that I know are scam tokens that I just don't really touch or don't really interact with. But I appreciate you bringing that up, and I'm actually going to bring that over to our dev team now and double check to see if there's something in that case. But if not, it should definitely be added.
I ask this because I've experienced with Binance when I have some drops. They send me message if you not gonna expect this payments, tell us. And I mark, like I told them that yes, this is not payments that I expect. And then I don't have any decision of it. I have just weekly dialogues and that's it. But everything is okay. So that's why I'm just curious, what is the next steps for it? Like how to solve this?
Yeah, it's a great question. I would also love to know the answer.
Yes, okay. No worries, just interesting how it
Yeah, it
works.
is good to know. It is good to know.
Yeah, and if we're speaking about arbitrage, yield farming, does ChainGPT offer any AI-powered DeFi tools for this purpose, for yield farming, lending, or
Yeah,
arbitrage?
so we do have staking obviously within our ecosystem. I think we'll talk a little bit later about DFAI, which is like DeFi mixed with AI. And I understand that we're currently developing a tool for those along those lines. We do have an AI trading assistant within our product stack, which helps you identify chart signals, but we do not have tools specifically related to those items you mentioned.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and if we're speaking about trends not only in AI, do you think, or what kind of cryptos can be popular next years? Like maybe it will not be meme coins, but definitely we see that meme coins are so hot this year.
Yeah,
Like
meme coins
and
are
will like improve NFT and GameFi industry as well.
definitely. So I think, like to your point, we don't want to see meme coins be the main thing in crypto because we want to focus on the utility, which I think is something that CGPT has in spades, like a lot of utility. So a couple of things that I'm sort of looking into right now as far as what could be useful for traders is digital identity and AI-powered identity verification solutions. Check that out. Also, one thing I think that people want to look into is like blockchain native AI models. So actual AI models that are built on blockchain, like the one that we're developing that I mentioned before, and decentralized AI infrastructure as well. We talked about AI agents and how popular those are. If people don't know, AI agents are basically like autonomous bots that work on the blockchain. And I think any cryptos that include these are going to be really popular as well, as we've seen. And yeah, I think it's great to see.
It's enough.
Yeah, that's enough for now, but there's a lot that come to mind. And ChainGPT is really at the forefront of making sure these are part of the offerings people can get when they hold and stake our token.
Yeah. Speaking about your token, ChainGPT token was recently listed on Binance. So can you tell us more about tokenomics?
Yeah, it was a really cool day. I mean, we didn't know. It's not like anybody warns us. That's probably done for, regulations and stuff like that. But it was just a Friday. I think it might have been a month ago now, maybe 5 or 6 weeks. We all just woke up and, oh my God, we've been listed on Binance. So you can imagine all the day's plans just go out the window. And then all of a sudden you have to just change everything. We got to create a blog, we got to write tweets, we have to create press releases. So credit to our team and our CMO Sharon and our leads Elon, Vlad, and Ariel. Like, we were as prepared as we could be to just jump into action. And yeah, so as you mentioned, the token is now listed on Binance. The token CGPT has probably more utility than 99% of crypto projects in the space. Obviously, I'm biased in saying that because I work for the company, but it's something that I would believe even if I didn't work at the company. So the tokens, obviously, as I mentioned, can be used for staking. That's especially useful on our launch pads. We have 2 launch pads, ChainGPT pad and Degen pad. And the more you stake, the better allocations you can get and different rewards as well. You can also use our token staking points that you get for advanced access to further AI tools. So some of our AI tools are free, some of them are pay gated. The smart contract generator and auditor being one of them. And that allows you to audit your smart contracts. It's an incredibly useful LLM that the team has developed, where if you're a Solidity developer or smart contract developer, by staking, you can earn yourself credits to have full use of this really powerful tool, which I think is like super useful. So I think the token just seems to go on, and they keep adding more utility for it. And of course, it goes without saying, you can use it for our NFT generator as well. So if you want to generate massive amounts of NFTs, like really high quality, they've improving the models, you can use that. And lastly, governance, right? So the more tokens that you have staked, the more power you have to vote, which, there's a wide range of things you can check out on our DAO, from our staking pools to stuff like that. So there's a ton of utility for this token, and like I said, they're constantly coming up with more and more ways. So look out for even more coming soon.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that native token of ChainGPT has great utility, because I already checked and did my research. And so about like token listed on Binance and the like fresh announcement about your partnership with Binance Pay as well. Can you tell more? What does it mean for like traders, investors, for like daily users who want to pay for some needs?
Exactly. So Binance Pay is a really cool, option for sending money in crypto to your friends, and we've partnered with them just off the back of our Binance listing announcement. And we're actually launching 2 campaigns right now. One's called the Red Packet Giveaway, and the other is called the C2C, that's customer to customer campaign. You can check it out on our blog. So if you go to chaingpt.org/blog, scroll down a little bit, look for the one that says ChainGPT Red Packet Giveaway. Basically, you just connect to Binance Pay, go to your Binance account, find the section that says Binance Pay, and you can earn rewards up to several $100s from this Red Packet. And then once you have done that, you can also be eligible for further rewards if you send crypto to your friends and family with Binance Pay. So you can transfer crypto to your friends and family using an email address, a phone number, or a Binance ID. You can also pay with crypto at different merchants that accept Binance Pay. So if your merchant, in the same way they accept like Apple Pay, so on and so forth, Binance Pay will work as well. And it has 40 million active users already, they've told us. So this campaign is going to go until February 28th. So make sure to get involved. And we're really happy. This is part of like the Chinese New Year, right? So Red Packets is like something that they give in China to each other to celebrate Lunar New Year. So we're helping with the celebrations here with our friends at Binance.
Yeah, that's great announcement. I'm really happy for this. What else I can ask is that you are more like ChainGPT is more technical project, and I think you are also looking for some developers. And how do you see job opportunity evolving in this field? I mean, general developers and AI developers. Do you see any shifts here?
Yeah, so one thing that we constantly want to push is that ChainGPT has a pretty extensive API and SDK offerings. We love it when companies can integrate some of our offerings, including the chatbot, the NFT generator, and other tools that we have. So you'll often see, if you follow us on Twitter, if you don't, please make sure to follow us on Twitter at chain_GPT. We put a ton of work into making this a really fun account for you guys. But you'll often see us posting about how we award grants. And we have a $1 million grant campaign that has been going for about almost over a year now at this point, where we award grants to companies. We give them money to integrate with some of our tools. And we also have a SDK kit where people can sort of customize some of the solutions that we offer, from chatbot to trading assistant to other tools, basically taking the tools that you can find on our app, integrating them into people's existing apps, websites, or Web3 projects, dApps, so to speak. So yeah, that's kind of our main thing right now. I think what really the focus right now is improving the quality of those tools to give them something amazing that they can actually use. Because it's one thing to launch a product for a year and just let it sit there and expect people to use it. We are constantly in making an effort to improve the tool so that people actually want to use it. It's actually useful, and it's not just like so much of stuff in crypto, which is like vaporware, right? It's just like kind of a mid-week product that people put out there just to make themselves look good. Our focus is on making sure that it actually works for people. So we've done workshops in the past with our partners at Polygon and other events as well, all over the world, teaching developers about how to use our tools, encouraging them to integrate with our tools. And we're really working on building a robust developer community for the ChainGPT API and SDK.
Yeah, and I forgot to ask about Incubator program. Can you tell us more also on this? It's because I know about it for a long time and I forgot to mention it.
Yeah, so ChainGPT Labs is the name of our incubator. Definitely recommend everybody give that a Google and check out the website. The website is one of the coolest websites you'll ever see. Again, I'm kind of bragging because I work at the company, but I would say that even if I didn't. The website has already won multiple design awards. And on this website, you can find information about some of the projects that we have incubated. They include names that you might recognize, like GT Protocol, Cookie 3, Kima Network, DATI, so on and so forth. There's a ton of them on there if you just scroll down to our portfolio. And basically, not only as an incubator do we provide them funding support, we also do mentorship with them for their tokenomics, documentation, web development, and also marketing support too. So part of my job is I meet with the founders of our incubations, with some of my staff, like social media managers, PR managers, and we mentor them. We help them make their Twitter account good. We help them improve their website, improve their messaging, and so on and so forth. So I think it's really cool because every company and every founder is at a different level. So you kind of meet them and sort of have to figure out what the best way it is we can do to help them, and we sort of prepare them for their TGE or their IDO with us if that's the case. So that's the work that we do at ChainGPT Labs, and I'm super proud of it. And it's recently become a much bigger focus of us this year. So.
Yeah. So what's other like upcoming partnership or collaborations you're planning?
Yeah, definitely. So I'm not sure how much
think about it.
Well, the reason I'm thinking about it is because I know that there's a couple big time integrations coming up, but I'm trying to wonder if I'm allowed to say it or not. Basically, I'll just say this: ChainGPT wants to be chain agnostic. It wants to be on every single blockchain there is. So we're already on BNB. Of course, we're on Ethereum. Just think about the major blockchains out there, and I can guarantee you that we are working extremely hard to finalize some agreements and also finalize some announcements. I have some draft announcements right now in my tabs I can see on my computer of stuff that we're working on right now that we want to launch for next week. So, I mean, stay tuned. I wish I could give you the real alpha, the real tease.
I think you can name something in a week perspective, because the podcast will be released in a week.
Yeah,
Maybe later.
I mean, yeah, I'm not sure exactly when the announcements are going to come out, but brand name blockchains that you know and love, CGPT will be on them soon. I can tell you that.
Okay, no worries. And yeah, heard you. And what other goals ChainGPT has for next 3 years?
Yeah, I think the first thing that comes to mind is the AIVM initiative. So I've mentioned this a couple times in our chat here. The AIVM is basically an artificial intelligence virtual machine. What does that mean? Basically, it's a blockchain that people can actually use to deploy AI agents on. And there's so many cool things that the AIVM can do. It allows for decentralized AI computing. So it removes reliance on like centralized cloud providers and allows like a distributed network of AI model training and execution. People can give up some of their GPU power in return for a reward to help build these models and train these models within the AIVM itself. People will be able to deploy their custom AI agents. So if you want to have a trading bot just as easy as possible. I think like if you've ever tried to use a trading bot like on Telegram or something like that, it's quite complicated. The AIVM will make it super simple. And that's just one case of many for AI agents. We've already seen very basic AI agents that can basically take control of your computer and start performing actions. So I know in the next 3 years, this is going to be like the main product from ChainGPT. This is like what everything has been building to. And I've just been in some conversations recently about the development progress on this work. And I know the white paper is going to be released this month. So that is something really cool to look forward to. We're actually working it over in the marketing department, thinking about how we can support on the announcements, and of course finding a cool and exciting marketing angle to share about that. So there's going to be a really cool focus in the next 3 years on how we can improve the AI agents, the AIVM, and really looking forward to that. Furthermore, it just last couple things is it comes to mind that we just want to continue working with the tier 1 companies in this industry, whether it's Binance, Coinbase, Solana. It goes on and on. We're already on a lot of these top blockchains. We've done things with them in the past, but we just want to keep working at a really high level. And then finally, I think, as I said just a moment ago, in the next 3 years, building up our SDK and API tools so that we can build like a real strong, united, and passionate developer base of people that actually use our tools and products, and it helps them build their Web3 projects as well. And I guess probably the final note, I'll just add a fourth one, is continue working with these incubations, do everything that we can to support them to make sure they're successful in Web3. And that's an amazing feeling to watch them grow. So when they do well, we do well. So that's our goal.
Yeah, that's true. And what's your insight of the year? What you can advise to our audience? What's your insight?
Yeah, it's interesting. So as someone that works, I really like this question from you, by the way, because I think it makes me think about what I've been doing this past year, my work in AI. And again, I can just speak from the perspective of a marketing person. You know, what comes to mind is you can make a person really productive by using AI tools, whether it's ChatGPT, whether it's ChainGPT. If you know how to use it properly, you know how to use your prompts, you're going to get amazing results and productivity. At the same time, as we spoke about before, if you just let AI do everything and there's no human oversight, you're going to see the quality of your work go down in some cases, and maybe even your messaging or the things that you want to get across don't come out quite the way that you wanted to do it. So I think everyone needs to find this balance between using AI as a productivity, but not using it as a crutch, not just using it to be lazy, but using it as something that enhances your creativity, improves your creativity. But if you just are lazy with ChatGPT, and we've all seen people who do this, it comes across really weak. So my main advice would be use AI tools the right way. Use them to enhance your creativity. Don't use them as a way to be lazy and just work with people that really understand. I was even meeting with one of our new hires the other day who's like an expert at using AI, and I'm learning things from him, and I'm almost 10 years older than him. So just work with people who are super passionate in this industry, make amazing things, and be productive, yes, but keep your eye on that quality. And if you can find that right balance between AI's productivity and human oversight that provides quality, oh my God, you're going to be so effective. You're going to make so much money. The company you build is going to be amazing, or you're just going to do great work for your boss and they're going to love you. So that would be my advice as far as for AI users, especially for people like me that work in marketing.
Yeah, thank you so much. I'm really happy that you joined us today. I wish you all the best. I wish you prosperity. I wish that ChainGPT grow and all your goals will be targeted this year or like whatever you planned it. So thank you one more times. Please follow our podcast, Voice of Web3. And I hope you enjoyed this podcast. I hope all of our viewers also will find something for them, and it helps them to grow or to understand the industry more. So please subscribe to our channels, and see you again.
Yeah, make sure to subscribe, guys, and thanks so much for having me. You're a great host, and I think it's been really well done. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, likewise.